Good afternoon. Am I audible? Thank you. Okay, so where we stopped in the last class? Emergency special session. Okay. So emergency special session to be done or completed? Completed. Thank you. Can you come with video? Helen, we are sending international organization material on Tuesday. Okay, so from Tuesday we are dispatching. Probably within that week you will get the material. 4 or 5 books we are sending. Okay. Okay. So far, how many emergency special sessions were conducted? Any idea? 10. Great. Thank you. Okay. So through emergency special session, Uniting for Peace resolution. Actually, this was introduced in 1950 during Korean War. Okay. So under Uniting for Peace resolution, during extraordinary circumstances, General Assembly will take responsibility of Security Council for maintaining world peace. Regarding that, if any resolution is passed, that is binding. Okay. Next, voting types. There are two types of majority. One is a simple majority. Second one, special majority. Simple majority, special majority. Simple majority and special majority. See, simple majority means irrespective of strength of assembly, 50% plus 1. That already you know. 50% plus 1. Say for example, on particular day, if the strength of assembly is just 100, you need 51 members. Support of 51 members. Whereas in special majority, that is 2/3, okay, ratification of 2/3. So 129 members should accept particular resolution. 129, 2/3 is 2/3 of 193, that is 129 members. Okay. Most of the resolutions, already I told you, most of the resolutions required simple majority. Only few resolutions are required special majority. Only few resolutions required special majority. Okay. See, what are the resolutions required special majority? I'll tell you. First, resolutions related to peace and security. First is resolutions related to peace and security that required special majority. Second , 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 resolutions related to United Nations budget, resolutions related to UN budget, United Nations budget. Third one, resolutions related to admission of new member or removal of existing member. Admission of new member or removal of existing member. So as already you know, South Africa was removed from United Nations, one of the major country. South Africa removed from United Nations during apartheid time, but once the apartheid was over, then it was readmitted. Okay. So admission of a new member, if you want, for example, 193rd country, South Sudan, it was admitted in United Nations with a special majority, with the approval of 129 members. Next, elections to, there is resolutions related to elections to other organs. Elections to other organs. So that required special majority. Say for example, recently India was elected to Security Council as non-permanent member. So India was supported by more than 129 members. Okay. And not only in Security Council, say for example in Economic and Social Council, there are 56 members. All these 56 members are elected by General Assembly. Okay. And there are 15 permanent judges in International Court of Justice. So all judges, all permanent judges of International Court of Justice are elected by General Assembly again, based on recommendations given by Security Council. Okay. So all these elections are supported by minimum 129 countries in General Assembly. And apart from that, one more important resolution, that is resolutions related to the amendments to UN Charter, that also required special majority. Amendments to UN Charter. Okay. So these are the few examples, or these are the resolutions that required a special majority. Special majority means 129 members. So again, I will repeat. One is resolutions related to peace and security, because in case of any resolution passed to maintain world peace, and that resolution will be binding. Okay, that resolution is compulsorily binding, and it should be supported by 129 members. Second, elections to other organs. Okay, so even the Secretary General is appointed by General Assembly, so it is also to be supported by special majority, and all other organs elections to be supported by special majority. Then budget of United Nations should be supported by special majority, and admission and removal also should be supported by special majority. Then amendments to UN Charter also should be supported by special majority. Okay, so these are the few examples. Okay, please always keep in your mind, sometimes it can be given in statement, or sometimes consider the following resolutions, type of resolutions passed in General Assembly, and they will give you list, and they will ask which of the above resolutions are required simple majority or special majority. Okay, like that they may ask. So please keep in your mind, these are the resolutions that required special majority. Special majority means 2/3. Okay. Then budget contribution. Budget contribution. See, budget contribution is compulsory for all 193 members. Okay. Budget contribution is compulsory for all 193 members. There are 193 members in United Nations. All 193 should contribute. Okay. But say for example, you cannot ask United States, Sri Lanka, Maldives, and Tuvalu, one small island nation in Pacific. So all these countries and China, so all these countries cannot contribute equally because their economic size is completely different. US is world largest economy, China is second largest economy, and Maldives, Sri Lanka, and all they are one of the least developed state, or not least developed. Sorry, the meaning of least developed is different. The Sri Lanka and Maldives and all their economic size is very less when compared to US and China. So you cannot demand all the countries to contribute equally. So to define the budget contribution, there is a formula in which they will consider about the basic parameters of economy like GDP, per capita income, the liabilities of government and all. So based on that, a number will be arrived. So the number should be contributed by a country. So basically, that formula will define paying capacity of a member country, how much they can pay. Okay. So only through formula they will arrive and how much they can pay. So the paying capacity will be defined by this formula. It is uniform. The formula is uniform for all. Okay. So budget contribution is compulsory, but size of contribution is not uniform. Okay. Budget contribution is compulsory. So for example, already told you, one of the major reasons for failure of League of Nations was budget contribution was done only by few countries. So the League of Nations was not able to act against the interest of those countries. So here it is like that. So all are contributing. It is compulsory. But the size of contribution alone will be defined by a formula. That formula will define the paying capacity. So based on that paying capacity, they can contribute. And say for example, purposefully, intentionally, if a country is not paying their due consecutively for 2 years, what can be done? For example, Pakistan is saying that we are not ready to support United Nations. So what can be done? Someone texted uniting for peace, repeat again. So uniting for peace already we discussed. Again, if you want, I can repeat at the end of the session. Please remind me. Definitely I can repeat. First warning, then sanction. So that is big punishment. Okay, membership removal or levy fine. You cannot levy fine because already the due itself pending. And then how can you impose fine? So definitely they will not pay. Sanctions, Archana. Archana, actually, sanctions also big punishment. Maximum what they can do is very simple. The voting right of the particular member in General Assembly will be suspended. Okay, that's all. Voting right will be suspended. So they cannot take participation in the decision making of General Assembly. That is maximum. Okay, then definitely they will pay. Okay, one more thing. If a country naturally, okay, due to their economic situation, if they are not able to pay, okay, their economic situation is not allowing the country to make a contribution for UN budget, what can be done? Nothing will be there. Okay, so there will not be any punishment if a particular country is not able to make the budget contribution due to their financial position. There will not be any action on that country. Okay, so purposefully if they do, definitely they will be suspended. Their voting rights will be suspended for 2 years or till they make payment. Okay, so budget contribution is compulsory, Budget contribution is compulsory, but size of contribution is not uniform. Okay. Next, functions. Functions of General Assembly. First, the Secretary General of United Nations is appointed by General Assembly based on recommendations given by Security Council. Okay. Secretary General of United Nations. He is the head of United Nations, right? So he will be appointed by General Assembly based on recommendations given by Security Council. Generally, Security Council will propose a name and that name will be accepted through voting with a special majority in General Assembly. In case if there is no unanimity or if there is no consensus among the P5 countries for selecting this one, the Secretary General, and instead of a single name, if more than one names proposed, then they'll go for multiple rounds of voting. So whoever getting majority will be appointed. So Secretary General is appointed by General Assembly, first function. Second, non-permanent members of Security Council are elected by General Assembly based on geographical diversity. Non-permanent members of Security Council are elected by General Assembly based on regional diversity or geographical diversity. Okay. Next, permanent judges of International Court of Justice. Permanent judges of International Court of Justice are elected by General Assembly. Permanent judges of International Court of Justice. There are 15 judges. They are elected by General Assembly based on recommendations given by Security Council. Based on recommendations given by Security Council. Next, next function, members of Economic and Social Council. Members of Economic and Social Council are elected by General Assembly. Based on geographical diversity. Based on geographical diversity. Okay. So these are the major functions of General Assembly. And apart from that, generally in normal sessions, in General Assembly, all global issues will be discussed. Okay. So any doubt with respect to General Assembly? So what does geographical diversity? Someone 2053577. We are going to discuss about geographical diversity or regional diversity while discussing about United Nations Security Council. That is the next topic. Okay. So last point once more. Asiatic cheetah. See, that is members of Economic and Social Council are elected by General Assembly based on geographical diversity or regional basis. Okay. If a country cannot able to contribute due to poor economic situation, what will happen? Kishore, nothing. Already told you, no. So really, if they're not in a situation to make contribution, there will not be any action on that country. So who will vote for India in General Assembly? See, already you know that. Already we discussed, no. So if you are a senior IFS officer, Indian Foreign Service officer, you will be appointed as permanent representative of India to United Nations, and you will be voting on behalf of India. So only the senior IFS officers, they will have opportunity to vote in United Nations in all organs, General Assembly or Security Council or Economic and Social Council. Okay. So on an International Court of Justice, right, out of 15 permanent judges, India is having one permanent judge, Justice Dalveer Bhandari. He is serving since 2011. Okay. So generally, the tenure of the judges of International Court of Justice 9 years. First he completed first tenure, then he is continuing second tenure. Justice Dalveer Bhandari. So right now, India is represented in General Assembly. India is represented in Security Council. India is represented in ICJ also. And I think India is part of Economic and Social Council also. I will check it. I think India is right now represented in Economic and Social Council, because in Economic and Social Council, once if a country is elected, they can serve for 3 years. There are 54 members, so every year 18 members will be elected. Any doubt? That's all. Okay. So what is the meaning of permanent judges, Jawahar? Jawahar, in International Court of Justice, there are two types of judges. One is permanent. Second one is called ad hoc. Okay. Permanent judges are elected by General Assembly, and once if they elected, they will serve for 15 years in International Court of Justice. Whereas ad hoc judges means based on the requirement, he will be appointed. Say for example, we can take the recent example. Kulbhushan Jadhav. You may be knowing that name, right? Kulbhushan Jadhav. So he is Indian, and he was arrested by Pakistani authorities from Iran, and it became a legal dispute. What is dispute? India is saying that he is a retired naval officer. For business purpose, he visited Iran, but Pakistani police and Pakistani intelligence, they arrested Kulbhushan Jadhav on false grounds. And actually, Kulbhushan Jadhav was denied the access. Okay. So the consular access was denied by Pakistan. Consular access means the Indian authorities cannot meet Kulbhushan Jadhav. And Pakistani Army Court, not civilian court, Army Court ruled that he should be executed. He should be hanged. Kulbhushan Jadhav should be hanged. But Pakistan gave another reason why they arrested means Kulbhushan Jadhav is an Indian agent, that is Indian spy. He was working in Balochistan, from where they arrested. But India is denying that. No, he is Indian naval officer. For business, he is a retired person. For business purpose, he went to Iran. From Iran, they arrested. So this is actually legal dispute. So a case was filed in International Court of Justice. Generally, in International Court of Justice, judgments will be delivered based on the majority. So out of 15, say for example, if 8 judges are favoring Kulbhushan Jadhav should be released and 7 judges are favoring Kulbhushan Jadhav should not be released, means this will be taken as judgment. Okay, the majority view will be taken as judgment. See, if there is a conflict between India and Pakistan, For India, we have a permanent judge, Justice Dalveer Bhandari, his name. He already India has judge in International Court of Justice. Whereas for Pakistan, they don't have permanent judge. But if there is a conflict or if there is a dispute between two countries, okay, and if a case is filed in ICJ, that is International Court of Justice, opportunity should be given to both the countries to represent. So India is represented by Justice Dalveer Bhandari. Similarly, Pakistan also should have their own judge in ICJ while ruling this judgment. So, since Pakistan is not having permanent judge, on temporary basis, on requirement basis, one judge will be appointed along with permanent judges. Okay, so he will rule along with all the judges. So, with respect to Kulbhushan Jadhav case, so last year ICJ ruled that Kulbhushan Jadhav should not be hanged. Okay, he should not be executed, and it was ruled. The ruling was 16 plus 1. Sorry, 15 plus 1. 15 permanent judges, they supported India's cause, and only Pakistani judge, he supported Pakistan in International Court of Justice. I hope you understood what is adghag. Adghag means on temporary basis. If a country is not represented by a permanent judge, and if there is a dispute between that country and another country, so opportunity will be given for that country by providing this one, giving this opportunity for judge. So adghag judge can be appointed. Jawahar, are you clear? Okay. So there are some other questions. How veto can be broken out, or else how India can become permanent member in UNSC? Kishore, that is the next topic we are going to discuss elaborately. Sivapriya asked, so please repeat India's participation in which council of UN? Sivapriya, right now India is member of General Assembly and India is member in Security Council. That is from January 2021, and India is member in International Court of Justice also. Our permanent judge is already elected, and in Economic and Social Council also India is member. But that alone I have to check. I will check it. Is there any specific count of permanent judge? Yes, there are 15 permanent judges. Already told you. While discussing about General Assembly, I told you there are 15 permanent judges. Okay. So next topic is Security Council. Most important. Tenure of permanent judges. Tenure of permanent judges. Someone asked 2090077. 9 years. Total number of strength is 15. The tenure will be 9 years. Okay, Kishore is saying India is member in Economic and Social Council. Thank you, Kishore. So, okay. See, in United Nations Charter, already told you, UN Charter is like our constitution. In United Nations Charter, there are 19 chapters. Among these, 2 chapters are very important. Okay. Chapter number 6 and chapter number 7. These 2 chapters are elaborately talking about the functioning of Security Council. In case if there is a conflict, okay, already told you, the United Nations Security Council has sole responsibility. Okay, it has ultimate responsibility, first responsibility to maintain world peace. Okay. And this Security Council can maintain world peace if there is a threat for peace. Okay. Say for example, again between North Korea and South Korea, war started. Okay. So what are the possible options available for Security Council means, in case if there is a war between two members, Security Council can stop this war or they can bring this conflict to an end either through peaceful manner or through military action. There are two options available for Security Council. Okay. Say for example, in 1956, that is, in that case, Security Council failed. Say for example, between India and Pakistan, there was war. There were so many wars. All these wars, whenever there is a conflict between India and Pakistan, whenever there is a war, generally, Security Council will pass resolution through which they will demand both the countries to stop war immediately. Since Security Council is saying both the countries should accept that resolution which is passed about this Indo-Pakistan conflict. Not only this, if any resolution passed in Security Council for maintaining world peace, that resolution is binding. That is, you should accept. Otherwise, there will be sanctions. Okay. Then, so through peaceful manner means either through request or through peace agreement or through negotiations, they can maintain peace or they can stop war. Another option is, if Security Council is decided that all the peaceful means are not working for maintaining world peace, then they can go for the last option, that is military action. I can give you two recent examples. One is in Libya against Muammar Gaddafi. So Gaddafi was criticized by Western countries like he is violating human rights, and Gaddafi's forces started killing their own people like that. It was projected, and all P5 members were convinced by United States and Western countries, including Russia was convinced, and finally they authorized military action on Libya. Accordingly, the international coalition troops led by NATO entered into Libya. Finally, Gaddafi government was removed and Gaddafi was killed. Okay, so that is the case. And another case, when Saddam Hussein was not ready to vacate Kuwait in 1991. Okay, within few days, international coalition troops were established and military action was taken on Saddam Hussein. It was led by United States. So these are the few examples we can say. Okay, that is Security Council either, they can maintain world peace either through peaceful manner or through military action. So for maintaining world peace through peaceful manner, provisions are given. Most of the provisions are given under chapter number 6. Chapter number 7 talks about maintaining world peace through military action. Okay. In this Security Council, as you know, there are 15 members, 5 permanent, 10 non-permanent members. Okay. 10 non-permanent members. See, originally when Security Council was established, 5 permanent members and 6 non-permanent members. Only 5 permanent members, 6 non-permanent members. In 1963, through an amendment, UN Charter was amended, through which 4 more non-permanent members were included. So totally 10. So the entire history of United Nations, almost the 75 years of United Nations history, only once the Security Council was expanded. That is the biggest criticism. Okay. So these 10 non-permanent members, once if they are elected by General Assembly, they will serve for 2 years. They will serve for 2 years. So what are the functions of Security Council? I already told you. The only responsibility of Security Council is to maintain world peace. Only responsibility is to maintain world peace. Okay. So, first is, for maintaining world peace, first function is establishment of peacekeeping force. Establishment of peacekeeping force. Second is authorization of sanctions for maintaining peace. Sometimes we need to impose sanctions. So authorization of sanctions also one of the important functions of Security Council. Third important function is authorization of military action. That is the last option. Authorization of military action. Okay. This one, in entire history of United Nations Security Council, most of the time United Nations Security Council maintained world peace most of the time, okay, through peaceful manner. They preferred military option very rarely. Okay, so the entire history, particularly the recent time, only 2 times I told you. Okay, see, generally United Nations Security Council, they will not go for military action all of a sudden. If there is a conflict, suddenly they will not authorize military action. There are certain requirements. Say for example, if there is a conflict between country A and B, there are 2 members in United Nations. There is a conflict between A and B. First, UN Security Council, first they will try to maintain peace through peace agreements. Peace agreements are first stage of mechanism for maintaining peace or to prevent conflict or to stop war. First is peace agreements. So they will pass a resolution through which they will demand both the countries to sign peace agreement. In case if both the countries are one country, for example, right now between Azerbaijan and Armenia conflicts are going, right? So if Security Council is asking something, definitely they should accept. And in case if both the parties are not ready or single country is not ready means, then they will go for sanctions. Sanctions will be imposed. Sanctions can be customized. Sanction means it is not a standard template. It can be customized. They can restrict export-import. They can restrict investments. They can restrict movement of key people. They can restrict other economic relations with the rest of the world. And they can restrict defense purchase. They cannot import any arms from other countries. Even technologies cannot be imported. Okay, so in such a way, this Security Council can impose sanctions on a country who is not ready for peace. Okay. Even after imposing sanction, If the sanction is not working, then last option will be military action. No other option. Military action. Okay. So these are the stages of mechanism for maintaining world peace followed by United Nations Security Council. Okay. Next. So any doubt regarding this? Any doubt? Sivapriya is asking, what is difference between international coalition forces and UN peacekeeping force? Sivapriya, UN peacekeeping forces can be deployed based on the decisions of Security Council, where there was a conflict previously, now temporarily peace established. Until permanent peace is established, the Security Council's peacekeeping troops can be deployed. Generally, the peacekeeping troops will be deployed just to keep the peace or to maintain the peace. Okay. And these peacekeeping troops will not have sophisticated arms. The peacekeeping troops will be equipped with very minimum level of arms, mainly for self-protection. Okay, whereas international coalition troops means there will be Navy, there will be Air Force, there will be Army. Okay, the international coalition troops will be contributed by mostly developed countries, particularly P5 countries and their allied states. And this international coalition troops will be used for military action, as such fight. Okay, so military action can be taken with the help of international coalition troops, whereas peacekeeping troops can be, for example, between India and Pakistan border, we have peacekeeping troops. They are called military observers or military expert members. Okay, so they will observe the situation between India and Pakistan border. Okay. So peacekeeping troops are equipped with very minimum arms. They don't have exclusive army, air force, or navy. Whereas the international coalition troops, they will have all these three, and they will be used for military actions. Kishore is asking functions. So function is, Kishore, the ultimate responsibility of Security Council is just to maintain world peace. For world peace, they are performing three functions. The first function is authorization of, establishment of peacekeeping force. Second one is authorization of sanctions. Third one, authorization of military action. Totally, there are three functions. Since UNSC resolution is binding, why there is no ceasefire in Armenia, Azerbaijan? Asiatic Cheetah, as you know, in case if in any conflict, okay, in any conflict, if any of P5 members are directly or indirectly associated, I think you cannot expect any solution from United Nations Security Council. Okay. So there is a book called Fight to Rule Them All. Okay, you read it, you can get point. But it is not necessary for UPSC. Just if you want to know how United Nations Security Council is ruling the entire world. Okay. Directly, entire world is ruled by United Nations Security Council. So if you want to know, you read that book. Fight to Rule Them All. Okay, but it is not at all required for your UPSC. Just out of interest, if you are interested, you can go. Who will contribute to military? Military means there are two things, Jawahar. One is peacekeeping force, next one international coalition troops. So for which you are asking, I don't know. How they impose sanctions, only permanent members decide. How they import sanction, only permanent decide means You're asking only permanent members are deciding to impose sanction. Huh? Yes, only permanent members they will decide, not non-permanent members. So the ultimate responsibility lies with permanent members. They only have veto. Okay. So next, this is very important. See, there are 10 non-permanent members. They are elected by General Assembly. They will have tenure of 2 years. Okay. Instead of electing all 10 members once in 2 years, every year 5 members are elected on regional basis or geographical diversity. Very important. Instead of electing all 10 members once in 2 years, every year 5 members will be elected by General Assembly based on geographical diversity or regional basis. Okay. Say for example, actually there are 10 members. Out of 10, 5 members are representing from Asia and Africa. Asia and Africa are having 5 together. 2 countries, 2 members from Latin America and Caribbean region. There is entire South America, then West Indies, that is the Caribbean islands, plus Mexico and other the Central American countries. The entire Latin American Caribbean region, they have 2 members as non-permanent member. 1 member from Eastern Europe. 1 member from Eastern Europe. Remaining 2 from Western Europe and other regions. Western Europe and other regions. So totally 10. Out of 10, please always you should keep in your mind, out of 10, 5 are from Asia and Africa, 2 are from Latin America, Caribbean region, 1 from Eastern Europe, another 2 from Western Europe and other region. Other region means whatever regions not mentioned here. What are the regions? For example, North America, Oceanic region, including Australia. Okay. So, including Western Europe and all other regions, they will have 2 members. This is called geographical diversity. Geographical diversity. That is, if there are 10 members, it doesn't mean that all 10 are from Africa alone, or Asia alone, or Latin America alone, or Europe alone. It's not like that. So they ensure that the entire world is represented in the Security Council as non-permanent member. As non-permanent member. So that is very important. So that is called regional basis or geographical diversity. So you have diversified countries in Security Council. Okay. See, I will tell you how these countries are elected so that you can understand properly. Say for example, in 2020, okay, 5 countries are elected by General Assembly. Already told you, General Assembly should elect non-permanent members with geographical diversity with simple majority or special majority. Special majority. Okay. So, say for example, India from Asia, Egypt from Africa, Germany from Western Europe, Brazil from Latin America, Hungary from Eastern Europe. There are 5 countries they are elected and they will serve from 21 January to 22 December. Okay. Next, in 2021, say for example, Bangladesh, okay, and one from Africa, no? Say for example, Rwanda. Already I told you 5 countries are from Asia and Africa. Okay. See, most of the time, what will happen? The 5th country will be, okay, 1 year. So already there are 4 countries, no? So 1 year it will be a African Arab country. Another year it will be Asian Arab country. So the 5th country will be always Arab country. So one Arab country, see, this is actually mutual understanding. Only through mutual understanding is happening. There is no provision as such given in United Nations Charter. Through mutual consensus, among these 5 members, 4 will be, say for example, instead of Egypt, you consider South Africa. Okay, South Africa, India, South Africa, Germany, Brazil, Hungary. These 5 are elected, and they will serve from 21 January to 22 December. Okay. Now, Bangladesh and Rwanda are elected, and there should be 5th country. And there are 5 countries from Africa. 5 countries are from Asia and Africa together. So there should be 5th country. So that 5th country may be an Arab country, say for example, Libya. Okay. And from Western Europe, Italy. And from Latin America, Mexico. So totally 5 countries: Bangladesh, Rwanda, Libya, Italy, Mexico. They will serve from 22 January to 23 December. So India, South Africa, Libya, Rwanda, Bangladesh, 5 countries from Asia and Africa. Among these, 2 are from Asia, 3 are from Africa. Germany, Italy from Western Europe and other region. Hungary from Eastern Europe, Brazil and Mexico from Latin American Caribbean region. Are you clear? So this is called geographical diversity. And see, this is not actual countries. Okay, I am giving just example for understanding. In 2022, so for example, here in the place of Sri Lanka, they are electing Singapore. Okay, and in the place of South Africa, Namibia. In the place of Germany, Portugal. In the place of Brazil, Argentina. In the place of Hungary, Lithuania. So these 5 countries will serve from 23 January to 24 December. So Bangladesh, Rwanda, Libya, Namibia, Singapore. 5 countries from Asia and Africa. Italy and Portugal from Western Europe and other region. And Mexico and Argentina from Latin America, Caribbean region. Lithuania from Eastern Europe. Again, the same ratio is maintained. And in 2023, for example, Sri Lanka from Asia, and here Sudan from Africa. Okay. See, already told you 5 countries from Asia and Africa together. In the previous year, 5th country was African Arab state. This time it should be given to Asian Arab state. So it may be, say for example, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, then here Spain from Western Europe, and Paraguay from Latin America. So these 5 countries will serve from 24 January to 25 December. Okay, 2 years. So Singapore, Namibia, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Sri Lanka. Totally 5 countries. Among these, Singapore, Sri Lanka and Saudi Arabia are Asian countries. Namibia, Sudan from Africa. So totally 5. This time 3 countries from Asia, 2 from Africa. Portugal and Spain from Western Europe and other region. Argentina and Paraguay from Latin America. Lithuania from this one. So another 5 countries will replace these 5 in 2024. Are you clear? So this is the way, this is the method they are conducting elections, and the non-permanent members are. Someone texted who are all permanent 5 members. I already told you while discussing about the establishment of United Nations itself, only 5 countries mainly negotiated the establishment of United Nations. They are United States, Britain, France, China, Russia. So these are the 5 countries. Again, I'm repeating: US, Britain, France, Russia, and China. These 5 are permanently represented in the Security Council with the exclusive power called veto. That we will discuss. So are you clear with this geographical diversity? Any question on this? Anytime they will maintain that ratio: 5 from Asia and Africa, 2 from Latin America, Caribbean region, 1 from Eastern Europe, another 2 from Western Europe and other region. Hope you got it. Should I repeat? Got it, huh? Okay. Next is Kishore. On what way, in what basis they given 5 to India? 5 to India, va? Kishore, what is your question, Kishore? On what basis they given 5 to India, va? So non-permanent members tenure is 2 years, but this they are getting 2 years. No. See, already told you, if they are elected, say for example, first set of countries they elected in 2020. In 2020, if they are elected, if they are going to serve from 21 means 21 January to 22 December. It means 2 years. 2 years. Okay. So not single year. Kishore, based on population and economy, 5 countries to Asia and Africa. So I don't know, Kishore, what was the parameter when they decide about defining the number for Asia and Africa? Actually, Asia and Africa together, we have 108 countries. For 108 countries, we have how many countries? 6. Okay. Whereas if you take Europe, they have around 50 countries, but there are 3 permanent members and 3 non-permanent members. Okay, so totally 6. So Europe, very small continent, they have 6 members in Security Council, including 3 permanent. But Asia and Africa together, there are 108 countries. That is more than 50% of UN membership, but we have only 1 permanent member and 5 non-permanent members. It is also the biggest criticism against Security Council. That's the reason Security Council is criticized, that it is not at all a democratic institution. Okay. Asiatic Cheetah is asking another important question. So after the tenure, whether the country can contest in election for next year itself. See, very important point is, any country can be elected for Security Council for any number of time, but not consecutively. That is very important. So India right now entered into Security Council for 8th time. Okay, 8 times you have been elected to Security Council. On Wednesday, won a seat in United Nations Security Council, making one of the 5 permanent members in 15 Nations Council. India was selected to seat from Asia Pacific category with 184 votes from 192 member states in attendance. But actual strength is 193. On that day, only 192. So India's candidature was unanimously endorsed by 55 members Asia Pacific group in June 2019. Proposed. In the past, India has gained a non-permanent seat in the Security Council in 1950, 51, 67, 68, 72, 73, 77, 78, 84, 85, 91, 92, then most recently 2011, 12. So totally previously 7 times. This is 8th time. So right now we have one central minister, no, Hardeep Singh Puri. So he was the India's permanent representative to United Nations when India was represented in Security Council from 2011 to 12. Senior IFS officer Hardeep Singh Puri. So if you want to represent India in United Nations, you get into IFS. See, tomorrow we have one guest lecture. If you are interested, you can join. Okay, it will be delivered by Ambassador T.P. Srinivasan. Already he delivered one lecture. So next lecture on India and nuclear treaties. So what are the nuclear treaties and its relations with India? Okay. So he was governor of India in International Atomic Energy Agency. He is expert on multilateral negotiations and the nuclear agreements. And he played very crucial roles in United Nations. He was India's permanent representative to United Nations. Okay. So tomorrow you can join. I think we have shared details in Telegram channel. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Next. So any doubt with respect to elections? Anything to be discussed? No. Next is majority for voting in United Nations Security Council. United Nations Security Council, voting majority. See, there are 15 members out of 15. For all substantial issues, you need support of 9 members. Okay. Out of 15, you need 9 members. Okay. 9 includes all P5. I'll tell you. So, for example, there is a conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Who has first responsibility? Security Council. Azerbaijan-Armenia conflict can be considered as a threat for regional peace or threat for world peace. So in this context, if Security Council considers that a resolution to be passed through which both the countries to be demanded, to be asked to stop war immediately. For that, a resolution can be introduced by any of P5 countries. Say for example, Britain is introducing a resolution. Okay, Britain is introducing. There are 15 members. To pass this resolution, you need support of all P5 countries plus 4 non-permanent members. 4 non-permanent members. Then only resolution can be passed. So, for example, Britain is introducing. Okay, resolution is introduced by Britain, saying both Armenia and Azerbaijan to stop war. And Azerbaijan is, say for example, Azerbaijan is directly supported by Russia. Okay, Russia has huge interest in this conflict. Russia wanted to punish Armenia. You say, for example, you assume Russia has a lot of geopolitical interest in this conflict. Russia is directly involved in this conflict. Or Russia is indirectly supporting Azerbaijan. They are supporting from backside. Okay. So in this situation, if a resolution is introduced by Britain, even though if the resolution is supported by all other 14 members, that is except Russia, out of 5 permanent members, except Russia, all 4 are supporting the resolution and all 10 non-permanent members are also supporting. All 14 members are supporting in Security Council. But Russia alone not interested to pass this resolution. So in this situation, Russia can use their extraordinary power called veto power. Once if Russia is using veto in this voting process, then resolution will be defeated. Resolution cannot be passed even if it is supported by 14 members, all other 14. So that is the reason this veto power is called negative power. Negative power. Why it is called negative power? Very simple. Negative power means only to defeat or only to stop resolution you can use this veto. Only to stop resolution you can use veto. To pass resolution, say for example another situation, one is using veto, another 4 are not using veto. In case if they have positive veto, okay, even if it is opposed, if other 4 members are supporting, they can pass it. But veto in the United Nations Security Council can be used only to stop the resolution, not to pass. So that's the reason it is called negative power. Negative power. So even if particular resolution is supported by all other 14 members, including other 4 permanent members, if single member is using veto, the resolution cannot be passed. It will be defeated. And next, to pass resolution, you need support of all P5 plus 4 non-permanent members out of 15. Out of 15. Then only it is possible. Okay. I'm giving another situation. So for example, Russia not interested. Okay, a resolution is passed with respect to Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict, and Russia not interested in this. Instead of using veto, Russia abstained from voting itself, and all other 14 are supporting resolution. Then what will happen? Okay, Russia abstained from voting. So someone asked, Archana. Okay, same question. Okay, so what is answer? Any guess? Resolution can be passed or not? Resolution will be passed. Yeah. You are also raising question. Won't be passed. Archana, abstaining from voting, actually instead of using veto, once if you participate, you can use veto. Once if you abstain, you will not use veto. If veto is not used, there is no barrier. Simply it can be passed. Classic example, when Barack Obama was President of United States, in 2016 December, a resolution was introduced in Security Council for what? Actually, in the in Palestine, okay, Israel established illegal settlements. Okay, slowly Israel expanded the territory, and in Palestine, Israel established illegal settlements. And the entire world condemned about this. And along with that, the members of Security Council, they decided to make a condemned statement, and they wanted to verbally, they wanted to condemn the action of Israel. For that, they introduced a resolution in Security Council to make a condemned statement. See what happened, whenever a resolution is introduced in the Security Council against Israel, it will be vetoed by US. But this resolution was supported by all other 14 members. In 2016, all 14 are supported, and only US, instead of using veto, they abstain from voting. Okay, they abstain from voting. So the resolution was passed. I think this is the entire history of bilateral relations between Israel and US. This is the rarest occasion. Okay, generally, United States will not allow any resolution against Israel, because in United States, as already you know, there is an unimaginably powerful lobby is there. There is a lobby of Jews in US administration, so they will not allow. Okay, so this is voting process in United Nations Security Council for all substantial issues. Okay, so are you clear? Javagar, yes. Okay. Next, R2P. Very important. Okay. So, did we discuss about Rwanda crisis? I hope I remember. We have discussed about Rwanda crisis, isn't it? Yes. Okay. See, in response to Rwanda crisis, new mechanism was introduced, that is called R2P. Okay, responsibility to protect. R2P means responsibility to protect. Okay, I'm asking a very simple question. Rwanda crisis, Sri Lankan crisis, Rohingya crisis. Among these three conflicts or among these three crises, what are the similarities? Any guess? What are the common factors? Can you text me? Ethnic cleansing, refugees, race differences, they are refugees, all are minorities between same countries, different ethnic group, religion difference, minorities are affected, dispute for recognition, genocide, minority suppression. Okay. So I will tell you. First common factor or similarity is in all three cases, not only this, even we can take Darfur crisis also. Darfur is another important crisis. So in all three cases, all four cases, first similarity is it's internal conflict. Okay, internal conflict. Second, conflict between majority community, minority community. In Myanmar, majorities are Buddhist, minorities are Muslims. In Sri Lanka, majorities are Sinhalese, minorities are Tamil. In Rwanda, majorities are Hutus, minorities are Tutsis. In Darfur, majorities are African, Arab Africans, minorities are non-Arab Africans. Okay, so majority versus minority. Third similarity is, since all these are internal affairs or internal conflicts, invariably on all four cases, government directly supported majority population. Okay, so Buddhists were supported by Myanmar government, Sinhalese were supported by Sri Lankan government, Hutus were supported by Rwanda government, and Arab Africans were supported by Omar al-Bashir, the Sudanese government. Okay, so these are the similarities, and in all these four cases, the international community failed to ensure peace. International community means world countries, including United Nations. Including United Nations, they failed. Why they failed? Because in all these four cases, okay, it can be considered as internal conflict. And since all these four are independent states, Myanmar is independent, Sri Lanka is independent, Rwanda is independent, Sudan is independent. So since in independent states, the internal conflicts are taking place and all are independent sovereign states, no? So what do you mean by sovereignty? Your internal actions cannot be influenced by external forces. So the international community itself failed to ensure this. So in the name of sovereignty, the important similarity is, in the name of sovereignty, all four governments, Myanmar government, Sri Lankan government, Rwandan government and Sudanese government, all four governments, in the name of sovereignty, they killed their own citizens. They claimed that they have sovereignty. Okay, in the name of sovereignty, government itself killed their own citizens, their own people. Myanmar army is controlled by whom? Myanmar government. Myanmar army killed Rohingya people. Sri Lankan army is controlled by whom? Sri Lankan government. Sri Lankan army killed Tamil people. Rwandan army controlled by government. They killed Tutsis. And in Rwanda and in the Sudan, in Darfur region, you won't believe, to target non-Arab Africans, Omar al-Bashir, he was the president of Sudan at the time in 2004-5. He established an exclusive army to target non-Arab Africans in Sudan. That is called Janjaweed. Go and check it in Google. Janjaweed means a military person will come on the horse or camel with AK-47. They will shoot indiscriminately. That is called Janjaweed. Okay, so government itself established exclusive army to kill their own citizens. And among these four, Rwanda is one of the worst humanitarian crises ever recorded in the recent history. Within 90 days, 1 million people died. 1 million people killed, not died, killed. So in response to Rwanda crisis, that is, Rwanda crisis started in 1994. In response to this, a global mechanism emerged in the name of responsibility to protect. Responsibility to protect. Responsibility to protect meaning is, it is the first responsibility of world community to maintain peace. Here world community means world countries. It is the first primary responsibility of world countries, that is, countries themselves should maintain peace. If world community itself failed, then Security Council will take appropriate action. Security Council will take appropriate action. Okay. So, in this right to responsibility, what was mentioned is, that is, it's the first responsibility of world country, that is world community, to maintain world peace. If world community itself failed, then Security Council will take appropriate action. Okay. Now, what this R2P is saying is, in the name of sovereignty, countries don't have rights to kill their own citizens. In the name of sovereignty, no country will be allowed to kill their own citizens. No one will be allowed to kill. Because the world countries, they claimed sovereignty as their right. As their right. Okay. So sovereignty is not your right to kill your own citizens. Under R2P, world countries will not be allowed, in the name of sovereignty, world countries will not be allowed to kill their own citizens. Rather than, in the name of sovereignty, all world countries are having responsibility to protect their citizens. That is called R2P. All world countries are having responsibility to protect their citizens. Responsibilities to protect their citizens. It is called R2P. Responsibility to protect. That is, sovereignty is not your right, rather than it is your responsibility. In the name of sovereignty, you will not be allowed to kill your own citizens. Rather than, in the name of sovereignty, you have responsibility to protect. So this mechanism emerged in response to Rwanda crisis. Okay. Through this mechanism, R2P, 4 types of crimes can be prevented. 4 types of crimes can be prevented. First crime is genocide. Genocide. Second one, ethnic cleansing. Third one, war crimes. Fourth one, crime against humanity. First is genocide, ethnic cleansing, war crimes, crime against humanity. These are the 4 type of crimes can be prevented through R2P. Okay. Can you differentiate these two? Any guess? Archana? Asiatic cheetah? Kishore? Vinisha? Sivapriya? Ashwin? Any differentiation? Any guess? Genocide, ethnic cleansing. Name itself says. Vinisha is saying ethnic cleansing is complete while genocide is incomplete. I couldn't understand, Vinisha. Ethnic cleansing is complete means basically there are 2 differences. Any guess? Only Vinisha texted. Okay. Ethnic cleansing based on race, genocide, killing other nation people. Okay, Archana. Mass genocide is ethnic cleansing. Oh my god. Mass genocide is ethnic cleansing. Anything else? Jawahar, genocide is killing, but ethnic cleansing need not be killing. Super. Exactly, Jawahar. So one difference is genocide is compulsorily killing, whereas ethnic cleansing is not necessarily killing. Genocide is killing of people with help of government. Okay. No, it is not necessarily to get support of government. Okay, I will tell you. See, ethnic cleansing means targeting particular community based on religion, race, ethnicity. Okay, race, religion, ethnicity. Okay, so targeting particular community is called ethnic cleansing, whereas killing of particular nationality, killing all group, irrespective of their race, religion, ethnicity, killing of particular nationality is called ethnic cleansing. Sorry, genocide. Genocide. Ethnic cleansing means targeting particular ethnic group or racial group or religious group. Race, religion, and ethnicity. That is called ethnic cleansing, targeting invariably all. Okay, and the next one is in genocide it is compulsorily killing, but in ethnic cleansing it is not necessarily killing. So ethnically you will clean a place. How can you clean a place? So for example, instead of killing, a particular group of people can be deported. Forcefully they can relocate. Okay. So war crimes. So whatever mass crimes committed during war, it can be considered as war crime. And a crime against humanity means during peace time in a country, if there is a mass killing, then it can be considered as crime against humanity. Say for example, Godhra Riot in 2002, then Sikh riots in 1980s. Okay, in India I'm saying. So they are all called crime against humanity. Okay, so crime against humanity means there will not be a war as such, but due to some internal conflict, mass number will be killed. Okay, So this should be prevented. So these 4 type of crimes to be prevented. That is called responsibility to protect. Responsibility to protect. Next, peacekeeping missions. Peacekeeping missions. See, as of now, there are 13 ongoing peacekeeping missions in United Nations Security Council. There are 13 ongoing peacekeeping missions. Peacekeeping missions are administered not by General Assembly, it is administered by Security Council. So mostly in Africa. Most of the peacekeeping missions are in Africa. Okay. So right now there are 13 operations. Among these, for example, one is at Congo. Okay. One is in Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Next in Central African Republic. In Sudan itself, there are 3 groups. There are 3 groups. One is in South Sudan, then in Darfur region. I told you, no, Mr. Omar al-Bashir, he was the Sudanese president, and he violated human rights, and he targeted non-Arab Africans in Darfur region. So there is also ethnic cleansing. Okay. Next, in between Abyei region, between North Sudan, South Sudan, in between region. So these and all in Africa. And one more thing, in Mali, there is a peacekeeping mission. Okay. And in Western Sahara, another country called Western Sahara, there also a peacekeeping mission is going. Okay. And in Kosovo, that is in Europe, in Kosovo, we have a peacekeeping mission. And 4 missions in West Asia. West Asia and this Mediterranean region. One is in Cyprus. Cyprus, we have a peacekeeping mission, United Nations. Next one in this Palestine, Israel-Palestine. Next one in Lebanon. Next one in Golan Heights. Golan Heights. These are the 4 missions in West Asia and Mediterranean. Then one more important peacekeeping mission. If you come to here, we have Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, in Jammu and Kashmir, we have Military Observer Group. See how they are observing Indo-Pakistan border. Okay. So these are the peacekeeping missions of United Nations. As of now, there are 13 ongoing missions. Okay. And very important thing is, in United Nations peacekeeping mission or peacekeeping troops, that approximately there are 80,000 troops, okay, across the United Nations. In all 13 peacekeeping missions, totally we have approximately around 80,000 troops. These 80,000 troops are voluntarily contributed by member countries. Voluntarily contributed by member countries. Okay, actually, uh, UN peacekeeping mission means there are 4 types of people in UN peacekeeping mission. One is called staff officer, then expert on mission, then police and troops, contingent troops. Okay, so this is completely contributed purely on voluntary basis. On voluntary basis. ஏன் PDF open ஆக மாட்டேங்குது? PDF open ஆக மாட்டேங்குது. Okay. See, actually, troop means one is police, then UN military experts, and staff officers and troops. Okay. Right now, who is the largest contributor means first is Bangladesh. Okay, actually this one is subjective to change. Periodically, it will change. Just for understanding, I'm saying first is largest contributing state is Bangladesh. Second one is Ethiopia, then Rwanda, then Nepal. Fifth is India. Okay, India's contribution is always among top 5. And cumulatively, if you take the entire history of United Nations, and if you take the cumulative number, India is the single largest troop contributor to United Nations. India is the single largest country in terms of number of troops contributing. This troop contribution is, again I'm saying, troop contribution is purely on voluntary basis. Voluntary basis, not based on any compulsion. Budget contribution is compulsory, monetary contribution is compulsory, but troop contribution is voluntary. Okay, our Bengali also contributing equally. Pakistan is 4,400. Okay, see, China, they're contributing around 2,500. Okay, and if you take other P5 countries, permanent 5 countries, France is contributing 700. Okay, and United Kingdom is contributing 200. Then Russia is contributing 70. There are 2 more. United States contributing 33. Okay. That's all. So this is this one, and total number is around 81 people. Total troop size 81,000. And how out of, just imagine here, out of 193 members, how many are contributing? Sometimes in UPSC they are saying, they are giving statement like in United Nations Security Council, all members of United Nations are contributing troops. Like that, if they are saying this one, no. As of now, there are only 119 countries. Okay, out of 193, only 119 are contributing because it is purely on voluntary basis. Okay. So any doubt regarding this? Sivapriya is asking any specific reason why developed countries contributing less. Sivapriya, in case of any conflict, if there is a requirement, they can contribute army and navy. That is, they can go for international coalition troops. So they can contribute at the time. But financially, they are contributing more. Already we have 1.3 billion, so we can contribute. China also having 1.4 billion, they can contribute. Okay, but other countries and all, they cannot contribute. Very good question. Why India is contributing more apart from population factor? Is there any other motive? See, we are showing to international community that India is always peace-loving state. So we are ready to ensure world peace by providing troops. Asiatic Cheetah, sorry, international coalition troops only by developed countries. No, that is also by voluntary basis, Asiatic Cheetah. Okay, so it is not developed alone. Even if you are interested, we can contribute. So, for example, see, on every occasion, India is trying to say to the world is India is always loving peace. When we represented in United Nations Security Council in 2011, resolution number 1973 was introduced to take military action against Gaddafi. Okay, India was represented at the time. When the resolution was introduced, India abstained from voting. Okay, India is not interested to support for military action. India is always peace-loving state. Why we are not opposed means because of our foreign policy. See, if you support the resolution, entire Arab world will blame us. And if you oppose, Western world will blame us. So better we abstain. So we maintain neutrality. Someone asking from Kumaraguru College, how the secrecy is maintained? There will be too many countries cooperating, right? For what kind of secrecy you are asking? I don't know. 2014348. Secrecy means for what? But that will be open secret. Military level cooperation. Military level cooperation, there will be too many countries, but since this is for global peace, definitely they have to maintain that secrecy. So they will trust each other. There will not be a problem. Okay. Okay. Next, United Nations Security Council reform. So periodically, every year, at least 2-3 times, either editorial or news items will appear in newspaper with respect to United Nations Security Council reform. It is not a new topic. It is a 3-decade-old topic. Next question, who will decide the admission of any country into permanent membership? See, that's what we are going to discuss. Okay. See, first, there are some criticism against Security Council. Okay. What they are criticizing is, first, with respect to the membership. See, United Nations Security Council was created in 1945. The geopolitics of 1945 was completely different from 2020. Okay. It is completely different. Why? Say, for example, when United Nations was established, India was not at all an independent state. When United Nations Security Council was established, Japan was defeated. Germany was defeated. South Africa was a colonial state. Okay. But in 2020, after this decolonization process, that is after 75 years of establishment of United Nations, the geopolitics completely changed. Now India emerged a regional player in South Asia. Japan emerged a regional powerhouse in East Asia next to China. And Germany emerged most powerful state in Europe. Brazil emerged the most powerful state in entire Latin America. South Africa emerged regional player in entire Africa. So there are some regional powers. So once the regional powers are emerged, it is the responsibility and duty of Security Council to accommodate all of them as permanent member. Then only Security Council can be called as democratic institution. Democratic institution means it should reflect voices of all people, all countries. But it is not a democratic institution. Security Council is not at all democratic institution because no black country is represented, no Latin American country is represented, and for almost more than 50 countries, only China got permanent membership. Okay, Asia is having almost more than 1/3 of world population, but we have only one permanent membership. And sometimes United Nations Security Council is being criticized as global pillar of apartheid. Global pillar of apartheid. Why? Say, for example, if you take the P5 countries, all permanent members, except China, who are all other members? US, Britain, France, Russia. So what is the race? Only Caucasoid. Only white people are represented in Security Council. No other people, no other race is allowed in Security Council almost for 75 years. For 75 years, they are not allowing. Okay. It means racially they are discriminating. Not only India. Racially they are discriminating all other countries from Latin America, Caribbean region, Africa and Asia. This is another criticism. Another criticism. The next very important criticism is the usage of veto. To maximum extent, okay, 99%, all the P5 countries, they used veto only for their self-interest, not for common interest. I'll tell you, during Cold War time, from 1945 to 1991, United States alone used veto against Soviet Union for more than 100 times. Just imagine, more than on 100 occasions, United States used veto. Okay? Soviet Union retaliated by using veto for more than 150 times. So how Security Council will function? If P5 countries are using veto only for their self-interest, so what is the use of having Security Council? Security Council failed in many occasions. 1999 Indo-Pakistan War, 1962 Indo-China War, okay, and not only this, Vietnam War, Congo crisis, then Darfur crisis, okay, and all ongoing military conflict in Africa, everywhere. See, already told you, no, that is while discussing about peace and security, after Second World War, we lost close to 100 million people. That is 10 crore people are died due to conflict. Why? Because within the Security Council, there is a Cold War. So, whenever their self-interest is questioned, they will use veto. So, most of the occasions, veto power is used only for self-interest, not for common interest. That is the biggest criticism. So, they are demanding a rationalization of use of veto. Okay. Another interesting criticism against Security Council. It is actually unfortunate. If you list out top 7 arms exporting states in the world, okay, arms exporting states, arms selling countries. If you list out top 7 countries, among these top 7, all P5 will be included. All permanent 5 countries will be included. Say, for example, there is a conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. In case, if they want to take decision on this, so for example, United States is interested to sell arms for Armenia, Russia is interested to sell arms to Azerbaijan. In this situation, if it is the responsibility of Security Council to maintain world peace, these two countries, Russia and United States, will give priority for, okay, what will be their first priority? Peace or business? Obviously business. Okay, peace is second priority. How the countries who have responsibility to maintain world peace can be among the top 7 arms exporting states? See, once if you know this fact, that is the P5 countries are among the top 7 arms exporting states, then you can link all the conflict with this factor. If there is a conflict between India and Pakistan, you can link this factor. If there is a conflict between South Korea and North Korea, you can link this factor. So whenever there is a conflict, business will take first priority, peace will take second priority. Okay, so this is the situation. So these are the criticisms against Security Council. Security Council is not at all a democratic institution. Okay. So in 1993, the first wave started for making reforms in United Nations Security Council. In General Assembly, some developments took place. Okay, some development took place for this one, Security Council reform. Okay. So what are the required reforms? First one, with respect to size of assembly, Second one, with respect to use of veto. Third one, தம்பி தண்ணி இல்லையா? தண்ணி. Just 2 minutes. So what are your doubt till now? You text me, we'll discuss. Just 2 minutes. We'll have some water, I'll come. Okay. So the reforms with respect to size of council, size of Security Council, then regional representations. Next one, usage of veto. So these are the major aspects. So there, recently, I think 20 days before, there was a news item that it mentioned that G4 countries are demanding text-based negotiation. Can you remember? There was a news. G4 countries are demanding text-based negotiations. Okay. If you couldn't remember, no issues. See, I'll tell you. In 1993, some developments took place in General Assembly. So they passed a resolution for making reforms in the this one, Security Council. And in 1990s itself, a group of countries, they are simply called Coffee Club, or also called Uniting for Consensus. Uniting for Consensus. A group of countries, there are close to 40 countries. And among these 40, around 13 countries are actively doing. So those countries, it is called Coffee Club or Uniting for Consensus. Uniting for Consensus. So they strongly opposed the expansion of Security Council. Okay. A group of countries, they are strongly opposing the expansion of Security Council. Say for example, Pakistan, Italy, Spain, South Korea, Argentina, Mexico, Canada. So they are all opposing the expansion of Security Council. And in this situation, in 2004, 4 countries started a movement in the name of G4. One is India, Brazil, Germany, Japan, Germany, Brazil, India. All these 4 countries, they started a movement in the name of G4, demanding permanent membership in Security Council. Permanent membership in Security Council. In 2004, this movement started. Okay, this movement started in 2004. Almost for 11 years, these 4 countries, they very often they were discussing and they tried to push for reforms, particularly to get permanent membership in Security Council. Only in 2015, the first meeting of G4 took place. Only in 2015, first meeting of G4 took place after 11 years of its establishment. What this G4 is demanding, it is very simple. Security Council to be expanded, okay, and in which these 4 countries to be accommodated as permanent member, initially without veto. That is important. Initially without veto. Initially means what these G4 countries are saying, first 15 years, actually they should be accommodated as a permanent members. Once if they are accommodated, first 15 years, other members, other P5 countries, they should assess the performance of G4. After 15 years of review, then veto power should be given to these 4 countries. This is one point. Okay. First 15 years, no veto. After review, there should be veto. Next, the Security Council, along with the existing 10 non-permanent members, the total non-permanent members should be increased to 15. Total non-permanent members should be increased to 15. So already 5 permanent plus 4 non-permanent plus 15, 4 permanent, new permanent members plus 15 non-permanent members. So total strength should be 24. Total strength should be 24. Mr. Kofi Annan, then Secretary General of United Nations, he proposed a plan in 2004 that is called Annan Plan. Simply, it is called Annan Plan. Annan Plan means there are 2 plans. One is for UNSC reforms, the second one is for Cyprus, United Cyprus. Okay. See, the Mr. Kofi Annan, he proposed in such a way that under Plan A, there are 2 plans. Under Plan A, there should be 6 plus 3. With the existing system, with the existing 15 members, 6 permanent members, 3 non-permanent members. That is called Plan A. In Plan B, in case if it is not materialized, in Plan B, he suggested 8 plus 1. 8 members will be considered as 8 members will be considered as non-permanent members with 4 years tenure. 4 years tenure. Okay. And one country will be considered, one country will be accommodated as again non-permanent member with 2 years tenure. With 2 years tenure. This is Plan B. In Plan A, 6 extra permanent members with the existing 5, 6 extra permanent members, 3 non-permanent members. In plan B, 8 non-permanent members with 4 years tenure, 1 member with 2 years tenure. So that is called Anand plan. But again, Anand plan also not materialized. Anand plan also not materialized. And G4 countries are demanding, along with the P5 countries, these 4 countries to be accommodated as permanent members, plus there should be 15 non-permanent members. So again, total strength should be 24. 24. This is the demand of G4. Demand of G4. And they are talking almost for 30 years they are talking. Okay. So that is the reason the G4 countries, they are insisting that instead of making all oral comments, we can go for text-based negotiation. So there is no guarantee for oral commitment. So instead of that, we can go for text-based negotiations. So what G4 countries are demanding is we should start a written-based, okay, negotiations through which, so whatever they are agreeing, it should be documented and it should progress in such a way that no commitment should be reversed or no commitment can be reversed. Okay. See, among these G4 countries, among these 4 countries, India, Brazil, Japan and Germany, to some extent, India is the only country, to some extent, not absolutely, okay? India is the only country which is supported by all other P5 countries. Okay, including China. Previously, before Galwan Valley conflict, China also, in some occasions, China also indicated that they are ready for supporting India. Okay, why the P5 countries are important? Because, see, according to Article 108 of United Nations Charter, according to Article 108 of United Nations Charter, if you want to make amendments, okay, if you want to make any changes in United Nations Charter, it can be done only after getting approval of 129 members, that is 2/3 of General Assembly, plus all ratified by all P5 countries, okay, including permanent members. So first permanent members should accept this, then only they can go for amendment. So if any country to be accommodated in Security Council as permanent member, according to Article 108, it should be accepted by P5 countries. See, getting 2/3 majority General Assembly alone not sufficient. It should be accepted by all P5. Then only it is possible. Okay. So that is the reason India was considered. See, you go and check it in all previous conversations with Indian leaders. The leaders of P5 countries, they used to comment that, okay, in many occasions, they used to comment that, see, for example, if Russian president is coming to India or if Indian Prime Minister is going to Russia, in case if they are talking anything about UNSC reform, Russian president will say that generally, you go and check it, India is a strategically very important country, India is a traditional partner of Russia, and India is having very strong defense cooperation with Russia. Even though India is importing huge amount of arms, India is always loving peace. So we know that India is always peace-loving state. So we are ready to support India. Okay, so that will be the thing. Okay. Next, in case if he is meeting French president, he will say that yes, strategically India is very important for France, and traditionally India is a peace-loving state. That we know, India is almost for the past 1,000 years, India never went for war with any country. So no, we know that India is a peace-loving state. So we are ready for supporting India's candidature in Security Council. Like that, they will say, and even they will say that France is ready to support India unconditionally to become permanent member. Like that, they will give oral commitment. It is there. You go and check in previous years news, particularly Hindu and all. It is there. Next, in case if he is meeting British Prime Minister, he will say that yes, we know Indians for more than 300 years. Always they are peace-loving people. They will not protest, and we are ready to support India's candidature in Security Council. Like that, they will tell. And if he is meeting Trump, okay, if Modi is meeting Trump, in case if they're talking anything about this, so Trump will say that we are oldest democratic country, India's largest democratic country. So democracy, we are supporting. So like that, he will say. So and China, they are also previously they were ready to support India with some conditions. Condition number one: first we should come out from G4. Okay, China will not support all the countries in G4 because Japan is there. So definitely China will not support Japan. Next, India should sign NPT. So if we accept these conditions, definitely they will allow. Okay. So to some extent, India is the only country was supported, at least orally, it was supported by all P5 countries. Okay. And when there was a debate and discussions about the UNSC reforms, particularly in 2004-5 and all, a US diplomat, he proposed a plan. Really, it is a very good plan. I think you can note it. You can use it for your mains also. So what was the suggestion means? It's very simple. He fixed 7 criteria. Totally 7 criteria were fixed. If any country is meeting these 7 criteria, that country can be accommodated in Security Council as permanent member. That is his plan. So he proposed a plan through which he fixed 7 criteria. First criteria is democracy. First is democracy. Second, economic size. Third, military strength. Fourth, contribution to United Nations budget. Contributions to UN budget. Fifth, contribution to peacekeeping. Contribution to peacekeeping. Okay. Contribution to peacekeeping. Next, population size. Sixth one, population size. Seventh one, proper track record on nuclear non-proliferation. Proper track record on nuclear non-proliferation. These are the 7 criteria. That is, particular country should be a democratic country, completely democratic country, with strong armed forces, with one of the largest economy in the world. Just you assume, okay, a country with a democratic system, full democracy, with the largest economy, with strong armed forces, and they should contribute considerably for UN budget, and they should contribute for UN troops, peacekeeping troops, and they should have sizable population, Okay. And same time, they should have proper track record on nuclear non-proliferation. If any country is having these qualities, definitely we can accommodate in Security Council. So this is the proposal given by some US diplomat, not by United Nations, not by United States as such. In your opinion, can India be included in Security Council based on this criteria as permanent member? With all these 7 criteria, can India be included in this? Definitely, yeah. Seventh one is problematic. Okay. So many are saying we are meeting all the criteria. See, for example, democracy, yes, we are largest democratic country in the world. We are eligible. Size of economy, yes, we are among the top 5. Okay. Next important thing, this one, army. So India's army is one of the largest standing force in the world. So we may be among the top 5, including with the latest technology and advanced arms. Okay, next is contribution to UN budget. Yes, India's contribution, since India is one of the emerging economy, we are contributing sizable amount. Okay, and contributing troops, we are number 1 in the world. Okay, cumulatively, we are the number 1. And population size, yes, we are second largest, no doubt. And the next one is very important, proper track record on nuclear non-proliferation. Okay. See, if you take all other countries, they are members in NPT. But already I told you, without being a member of NPT, India is the only country in the world can be classified as most responsible nuclear weapon state. No other country can claim like this. Okay. So we strictly followed the policy of nuclear non-proliferation even without being a member of NPT. Okay, so India is completely eligible with respect to all these 7 criteria. Apart from that, very important thing, India is having one more quality. As already you know, India has vast experience in the functioning of Security Council. With the recent election, India is going to have 16 years of experience in the functioning of Security Council. So, for example, you take Russian Federation, the present Russian Federation. Russian Federation was created only in 1991 or 92. And permanent membership in the from former Soviet Union, the present Russian Federation, they got permanent membership. The Russian Federation, as such, Russian Federation, they are enjoying permanent membership with veto power only for 28 years. But we have 16 years of experience, or at least 14 years of experience of Russian Federation. So we have vast experience in the functioning of Security Council. And apart from that, on every occasion, every moment, India is proving that India is most peace-loving state in the world. Okay, so these are the qualities India has to become permanent member. Okay, so if you take any criteria, definitely India can be accommodated. India will meet all the criteria. And one more, yes, very good. We have no first use policy, so no problem. Yes. So who suggested these 7 criteria? Some US diplomat, I couldn't remember his name and all. Vinisha is asking, then we have to sign NPT. No, Vinisha, we no need to sign NPT. Without being a member of NPT, we are following whatever objective mentioned in NPT, we are following. We are advocating nuclear non-proliferation. We are advocating nuclear disarmament. We are advocating peaceful use of nuclear technology. Okay, so does it require? NPT is not at all required for India. Since India is an NSG member, indirectly acceptance to NPT and all this one. Asiatic Cheetah, India is not member in NSG. Okay, and as mentioned by China, if India is coming out from G4, there are two possibilities. One is China will dictate that first we have to accept NPT like all mechanisms, then only they will support. Next, India's credibility in global forum will be compromised. No one will trust India. So for our self-interest, if we compromise a movement, that is called G4, if we compromise, if we are coming out from G4, then no one will trust India in future. Because at any time we may compromise the global platforms. Okay, so definitely that is not okay. So with this we will stop. Okay, in the next class we'll continue with respect to this. See, I hope tests are being conducted on online portal. So whenever you have time, you can take. And I'm planning to start preliminary test batch for your batch probably from first week of December. Okay, there will be 50 preliminary tests, 50. Okay, 50 preliminary tests. This each consists of 100 questions. And before that, we will give you at least 20 preliminary. So totally there will be at least 70 preliminary papers. And there will be around 15 mains test totally. 15 mains test will be part of your course. So we will upload questions periodically. Whenever you are completing syllabus, you will have test. On the next set of material we are sending next week, that is coming week from Tuesday. Tomorrow is holiday, so next week we will send. And anything to be addressed for your batch? Any issue? Anything, please text me. Including current affairs. Yes, the test will be conducted for current affairs also. In each test, generally in our test, 60 questions will be from subject, 40 questions from current affairs. In all the tests, and apart from that, there will be some exclusive current affairs tests. There will be 3 exclusive current affairs tests. Last international organization class was not uploaded in portal. Please text me in WhatsApp. Definitely, I will upload in on Tuesday. Please text me. So please send CSAT material also. Yes, Sivapriya definitely will send it. Sir, what is the formula for UN budget? How much India contributes? Even I don't know exact formula. Formula is not at all required for UPSC. Approximately, we are contributing around 400 crore rupees or 600 crore rupees. I'm not sure about exact contribution. But total budget of United Nations is close to $8 billion. Can we attend already written test again in portal? Sivapriya, not possible. Once if you attend, again second time you cannot attend. And see, one important thing, we are working on some project. Once if it is materialized, so it is in the initial stage. Okay, I'm not sure about it, but if it is materialized, I think I already told you. Again, I'm saying, so we will be the first academy in India to have such a exclusive platform for preliminary test batch. So we are going for AI based test batch, okay, machine learning based test batch. So say for example, during our time when I was preparing 2004, 5 and all, if I complete any test, I can sit with my mentor or I can sit with my faculty. They will give me some personalized feedback. Say for example, I will discuss each and every question and I will inform him because of this reason only I made mistake. So for that he will suggest better you read for this topic, you read this book from this portion, like that he will give me feedback. Similarly, we are planning for the artificial intelligence based test batch. Okay, we are working on that. Probably within 20 days we will complete this project. Already we are working for past 3 months. Once if it is over, if it is materialized, I will inform you, will give you demo. See, the biggest problem in both offline as well as online, okay, it is actually really pathetic. I'm not blaming particularly anyone. What's happening? If we conduct a test, I know actually I'm here in this field almost for past 16 years. Okay, I know for which this question how many marks can be secured by a candidate. Okay, so actually I know how to set question and how to make students to commit mistake, like that I know. See, for one particular paper, maximum you can get around 140. The person who prepared very well for more than 2 years or more than 3 years, they can get 140 or 130, like that, provided if paper is easy, and provided if he is lucky. Lucky means only from the topic which he prepared, from that if he get question, he can secure like this. Otherwise, hardly 100 to 120 will be the majority of students. The toppers will secure around 120. Okay, but in our academy, not only here, everywhere it's happening in all academies. If we conduct a test, they are getting 196 marks, 197 marks, 198 marks. I don't know. Okay. See, you are reading, you are studying for yourself, not for academy and not for your friends. You no need to prove your capability to your friends. Okay. See, if generally till last year when we conducted offline test in classroom, mostly we will not deploy any supervisor. Invigilators will not be there. There is no supervising, no invigilation. Simply we will distribute question paper and OMR sheet. You are freely allowed to take exam. Even if you want to copy, you can copy. For whom you are copying? Okay, we don't bother, because you are matured. You have completed your graduation. You are going to become. Okay, so you will be having that kind of attitude. So that's the reason we are not giving any invigilation. But what's happening? We are getting mark, that is 195, 190, 186, like that. Problem is, the candidate who sincerely prepared is getting 110 mark. Another person getting 170, 180 mark without preparation. Okay, so what's happening? The sincere candidate's morality and he get demoralized, demotivated. Sir, I'm studying so much, but I'm getting just 100 only. But simply they are getting 170, 180. I don't know how they are getting. So I'm totally disturbed. I couldn't concentrate. So I'm getting a lot of feedback like this. So what I have decided is there will be. So the Vaishnavi madam instructed me to go for this kind of thing. That is, there will be first facial recognition. Okay, face recognition will be there. Once if face is recognized, portal will open and camera will monitor during the entire 2 hours test duration. There will be 2 scores. Okay, one will be your test score, second one will be your fairness score. So how far you are taking this test? You may get 170, but your fairness score is less than 40. That is meaning that you are copied, 100% copied. Okay, so we can observe your eye movement, your face movement, and surrounding sounds. Everything will be observed. Accordingly, you will get your thing. And after that, you will get a lot of inputs also. Okay, if your fairness score is proper, if it is good, you will get proper feedback. If your fairness score is not good, you will not get feedback. Simply, you will get only mark. That's all. For non-serious candidate, why should we waste our energy? Okay. So I will tell you, I will give you the detailed thing. See, there will be complete analytics. So with the existing analytics, you will get more analytics and more feedback. Okay. Like we are planning for blind spot detection. There are so many things. I will tell you. Okay. Thank you. All the best. Stay safe. Happy Puja days. Okay. We'll meet again. So if you have any grievances, please text me. We'll address. Thank you.